Hi, what I wanted to do today is go over how to embed files into Brightspace. I find that a lot of students are a little confused as to how to share their files in Brightspace. So I wanted to give you kind of a overview of how to do that. Okay, so what I've done here is just created a little post, okay, and we're going to go and edit this. So we're in here in our post, and what we're going to do here is I have a link that I want to show. Okay, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to copy this link, and then what I see a lot of students doing is just pasting the link in here. Okay, you can do that. Okay, but there's a problem with that, in that it takes you away from from the page. So if I click on this, you'll see it doesn't open a new tab. It takes me away from this page, which you don't really want to do. Okay, you want the link to open in a new tab. So you don't want to just copy the link and paste it in here. What you want to do is, once you've copied the link, then you want to come here and there's a link tool right here. Okay, insert a link. If you click on that, then you go to link, then you paste the link right here. Now you don't have to put any text in here. If you don't put any text, it's going to use the text in the link. So I can say insert. Okay, and then I can post that. And now it's got the link, but the difference now is when I click on this, it's going to open up a new tab, and so it doesn't take me away from my page. It opens it in a new tab. That's what you want to be able to do. Okay, you don't want to be sending whoever's watching your stuff to away from your page. Okay. Now you can also do this. You can use a word. Okay, so like if I highlight a word, it knows that I want to create a link on that word. So when I click to insert a link, that word's going to show up in here. I paste my link in there and I insert it, and now that's going to become a hot link. Okay, another thing you can do is bold that, and then we can update that. And now when I come in here, there's a link. I click on it, it opens in a new tab. That's a way to do it too. Okay, so the main thing here is when you're putting a link into your post, you don't want to just paste the link in there because it takes away from your page. Okay, other things. How to post a video, a YouTube video. Okay, you can embed the YouTube video into your post. Okay, not posting a link, but actually putting it in your post. So when you go down to the share button, yes, you can copy this link and put the link in, but a better method is to click where it says embed right here, then click this where it says copy, and it's going to copy this code. Then what we can do is we come in here, and then you're going to have this button right here, which is insert stuff. You can click on that, and then if you go down here to the bottom where it says embed code, you just paste that code in there. Then you click insert, and you insert it. And now when somebody wants to watch your animation that you've done, they can just watch it right here in the window. Or they can always click to, make it go up big. Or they can click YouTube and it'll take them over to YouTube. Okay. So that's how you can embed it. You can embed it with a Vimeo as well. Let's load that. Here's a Vimeo. let's go to this one. Okay, this is a piece I did for a client. Okay, so there's an embed code right up here. When you click embed, here's the code. All you have to do is click copy the embed code. And then you do the same thing. We go in here, we go embed the code, paste it in, next, insert, and you've got it put in there. Okay. So another thing that you can do is you can also embed, let's drop that one out of there. You can embed Sketchfab players, which is great for people that are wanting to go into the gaming industry, because then you can embed an interactive player into your post or into a website. Okay, this code that we're embedding this can be embedded into a website as well. So if I go over to Sketchfab and I have something I want to share, something like this, the first thing I would tell you before you share it is what you want to do is come in here and hit this edit properties. And then you want to come over here and make sure you have this allow texture inspection on. Okay, by default it's off. We want this on because what we want is for people that are viewing our work is to be able to look at our texture maps. So if we're it's a potential client, somebody we want to work for, that they can look at our texture maps as well. So you want to turn that on. Okay. Okay, then what you want to do is you scroll down, okay, and then right here is embed code. And then you can go copy to the clipboard right here. You can also tell it to be a specific size. So I could go fixed size here. Because if I don't do fixed size, it's going to be a small thumbnail, but I can say, okay, make it a bigger thumbnail, like a 640 by 480. And then copy. And then I can go over and do the exact same thing. So I can come in here, embed stuff, embed the code, just paste it in there. Now, a lot of times it's not doing it right now because I've already done it, but it'll come in as blank. And you click the button that says allow us to see it, and then you insert it. Now it'll come up like this, and this kind of throws people off. That's because you can't see it until we actually click OK. Now this is a preview button. A lot of people don't understand this. This is a preview. If I click this, it'll open up a window where I can preview what's in my post, and you can see that I can preview it here. Okay, so I can close that. So then when I submit this, oops, wrong one. When I submit this, then that player will be in there. Then you can click on it and it'll be interactive inside of your post. And you can also bring up the texture inspector. You can make it go full screen, just like, the YouTube video. You can also click here, which will take you over to Sketchfab, where the actual file is. So this is how you can embed stuff into a Brightspace post. So I see a lot of students right now that you should be uploading any animation that you want somebody to see, okay, up to either Vimeo or YouTube. Now, I prefer YouTube over Vimeo simply because YouTube allows you to loop a video and Vimeo does not, okay? Now, you can, the person that's embedding the Vimeo in can tell Vimeo to loop, but a person going over to watch it can't loop. And so that's one of the benefits of going over to YouTube is I can just right click here and say loop. And then when I play it, it's going to loop it. So like when you're doing a turnaround or something like that somebody viewing it can loop it. Okay. And you can't do that in Vimeo. So I prefer YouTube. Okay. The other thing in YouTube is, you can make this unlisted, and I'll show you how to do that. So let's go to my content here. So in your content, you can have it be public, which means anybody can see it. You can do private, which means somebody has to have a password to see it. But you can do unlisted. And the nice thing about unlisted, which means that only the people can see it that you gave them the link to it. Which means that if you have some stuff that you're wanting to show, say, a client, but not show anybody else, then you can make it unlisted. You send the client the link to it, and then they can look at it. But if somebody did a search for it on YouTube, they would not be able to find it. Okay. So when you guys are giving me files, you shouldn't be uploading an MP4 for me, attaching an AVI for me. You shouldn't be doing any of that. Okay. You should be uploading it to YouTube or Vimeo. Okay. And then really what I would have you do is then embed the player into your post when you're posting it, embed it in there. You can put a link to it, but I'd rather you just embed it here. And this is much better for everybody that wants to look at your stuff, because they're not having to go over to any place. They can click right here and play it right inside of your post. Okay. So hopefully that helped you some, and reach out to me if you have any questions. I also know some people were using AVIs. AVI is a horrible file format. Nobody really uses that anymore. What you really should be doing is, in any animation, whether you're in After Effects or Maya or Max or the Unreal Engine, you should be rendering your renders out as sequential files, not a compressed player file. You render them out as sequential files. PNGs are good because they're lightweight. Then once you have them rendered out, then you take them into After Effects, and then you kick them out as an MP4, and then you upload it to Vimeo or YouTube. And that's how you should be sharing your work with other people. Okay. Hopefully that helped you guys. Thank you very much.